In Australia, Adventist cyclists cross the country promoting mental health and suicide prevention. A scientific congress in Brazil advocates that faith and science can work together. In South Korea, leaders of Adventist hospitals discuss artificial intelligence and the future of medicine. Adventists are involved in rescue and cleanup after a typhoon causes destruction and flooding in Taiwan. And in Ukraine, volunteers offer medical, psychological, and spiritual care in a war zone. ANN starts now. Welcome to another episode of ANN. We start in the United Kingdom, where students from Newbold College participated in the One Year in Mission program. This initiative prepares young people to share Christ through community engagement. The journey took them to Finland, where learning and service came together in exciting experiences. Let's take a look.
What I've been enjoying the most about Oikos so far, and what I also believe is what makes Oikos so special, is the community, the people who are all around here the whole week, active on every day, playing board games in just this room, having meaningful conversations on a random Wednesday.
The most exciting thing for me in Oikos is the aspect of community. I like how people feel loved and saved and accepted and all function as a community, just like it's written in the Bible in Acts.
What I learned from Newbold, which is applicable here at Oikos, at Newbold having the insight into different church environments, church cultures, looking kind of outside the box of just my own environment I know from back home. Also being given the responsibility to lead certain events for the students at Newbold, which also now can be applied on how to lead an event here at Oikos.
I think Newbold for me was a bridging gap between my culture and this culture. Newbold prepared me to come here and be more open-minded and more approachable to the people who may have different opinions than me and have different worldviews than me, and just getting to know them and approaching them in a different way.
Oikos being part of the whole one-year mission program helped me grow in so many aspects of my life. It first let me go out of my comfort zone, leaving home for the first time, in contact with so many different cultures, which all bring something to the table.
I've learned that although some people are from very different backgrounds than me, God can still reach them through me, and we don't have to speak the same language or have the same culture, but we still can share the love of God. Although Oikos is very different from other traditional church community, it's still very biblical, and we can still see the presence of God and the love of God working in this community.
I would definitely recommend the One Year Mission program to anyone who is interested in spending 1 year out of a comfort zone in a growing, healthy way, and come here to Oikos, see this place. It is very unique.
In South Korea, leaders from 15 Adventist health institutions gathered to discuss trends, challenges, and opportunities to strengthen the ministry in the region.
The 2025 Adventist Healthcare Association President's Council was held in Busan, South Korea. More than 80 representatives from 15 medical institutions in the North Asia-Pacific region participated in the meeting. During the sessions, reports from 14 hospitals were presented, highlighting achievements and advances in the medical and missionary areas. Dr. Zeno L. Charles Marcel from the General Conference was a special guest who presented the lecture, Artificial Intelligence and Robotics in Adventist Hospitals, emphasizing the importance of technology for the future of health. The meeting strengthened networking, cooperation, and the commitment of participants to continue bringing hope through the Adventist Health Ministry.
In the suburbs of Chicago, in the United States, a free medical clinic is bringing hope and care to dozens of families in the community.
In Western Springs, near Chicago, the campus of a school transformed into a space of healing and hope. Over 100 people received free medical care during the UChicago Medicine Advent Health Clinic. With the support of volunteers and professionals from different areas of health, the initiative brought care and compassion beyond hospitals, showing how faith in action can transform lives.
In Hualien, Taiwan, heavy rains caused by Typhoon Ragasa led to the overflow of the Matayan River, leaving destruction in its wake. Adventist volunteers quickly entered the region to provide assistance and support to the affected families.
When the Matayan River overflowed, it destroyed a bridge and dragged mud and sand into the city of Guangfu, causing significant damage. More than 100 Adventist volunteers participated in the immediate relief, using excavators and skid steers to clear streets and homes. Even with material losses, the residents were grateful that their lives had been spared. The Seventh-day Adventist Church in Taiwan launched a fundraising campaign, calling on the community to support the affected families.
In northeastern Venezuela, Adventists distribute 5,000 missionary books promoting hope and support for mental health.
Hundreds of Seventh-day Adventists distributed more than 5,000 missionary books to public officials in northeastern Venezuela. The action, which visited the offices of governors, city halls, security agencies, and banks, combined the delivery of literature, prayer, and pastoral presence, addressing mental health and hope. The books, Health and Wellness and Hope Beyond Tomorrow, included codes that connect readers to the Hope Channel Inter-America app, offering additional content on faith and well-being. Many officials requested prayers, highlighting the impact of the initiative.
In Northern Ireland, friends and family say goodbye to a man who left a legacy that unites science and faith. Dr. Mart de Groot, a renowned astronomer and Adventist pastor, passed away on October 9, 2025, leaving a legacy of scientific knowledge and faithfulness to God.
Beloved mathematics teacher.
For 18 years, Mart de Groot directed the Armagh Observatory in Northern Ireland, excelling in research on stars, interstellar dust, and solar activity. Recognized internationally, he was also an advocate for scientific education as a way to inspire reverence for the Creator.
God left his handmark on the creation. He invites us to look at everything that he has created, to learn something about himself. And we see how there's a very intricate design of everything in the universe, where things fit together. If they vary a little bit, then life becomes impossible.
In 1997, he answered a new calling and entered pastoral ministry, serving in various Adventist congregations in Ireland, including Belfast.
Well, when I had done some interesting things in astronomy, I retired earlier. I worked only 2/3 of the time, and the other 1/3 of my time I spent with the church. I had almost every function in the church over the years, except being a deaconess. I did quite a lot of visiting of those people who were out of necessity, health and so forth, not able to go to the church regularly, keep them on board and happy. I think that was appreciated.
Married for over 60 years to Willem Yen, he was an author, speaker, and example of the faith he professed. The Geoscience Research Institute of the Seventh-day Adventist Church celebrated his journey by producing the documentary Seeking Understanding: Stories of Faith and Science. The video highlights the story of Mart de Groot, his contribution to science, and his faith in God.
Design is the shortest answer. The way the universe is put together shows a mind. Intelligent design is a non-physical thing. And you need a non-physical agent. I mean, you cannot create matter from nothing. You can create matter in principle out of energy, although that is a very difficult thing. This goes beyond physical things completely. It is now become a matter of faith, belief, impersonal powers, and again you come back to God Almighty.
In Ecuador, Adventist women encourage more than 50 people to study the Bible.
The city of Vilcabamba received almost 30 volunteers from the Adventist Church of Southern Ecuador during a missionary trip. For 4 days, the volunteers carried out community service and evangelism activities, such as caring for ornamental plants, painting, restoring signs, maintaining the church, providing lunches, and organizing a health fair at the Municipal Gymnasium of Malacatos. At the fair, a study on the 8 natural remedies was offered, along with general medical care, breast cancer prevention, vision exams, and distribution of reading glasses. In total, 71 people participated in the event, and 54 accepted the Bible study guides from the Novo Tempo Bible School. The volunteers also delivered missionary books and gifts to the children, creating moments of joy and closeness with the community. As a result, 7 families accepted to continue the Bible studies. The action emphasized that serving is a concrete way to impact lives and inspire positive changes in the community.
In Brazil, Adventist researchers from various fields of knowledge gathered at the Adventist University, UNASP, to show that science and spirituality are allies in the search for truth.
Adventist scientists from various fields gathered to discuss the great challenges of society, from education to religious freedom, from health to the origins of life. The meeting took place at the Engenheiro Coelho campus of the Adventist University in the interior of São Paulo. There were 3 days of lectures, panels, and workshops, a space to show that faith and science are not on opposing sides, but complement each other in the search for answers and meaning. And in one of the most attended panels, a strong defense of the Bible as a reliable source for understanding the origin of life.
Why is the historical biblical method the only one that does justice to the epistemological status of the biblical text? First, because it is the only one that derives from the scripture itself. The principles established in the scripture need to be respected, and the method of interpretation of Genesis 1 to 3 needs to respect those principles that were established there.
The criticism was clear. Adapting the Bible to modern ideas can distort its meaning. The Congress reaffirmed that the biblical text must be interpreted according to its own foundations. For the organizers, the time has come to make Adventist scientific production more accessible and to broaden the reach of a worldview that values both knowledge and faith.
A new Adventist website maps environmental projects and promotes creationism. The website was launched at COP30, a global climate conference that took place in Brazil. The region is strategic in the global climate debate.
The state of Para hosted COP30. The World Climate Conference, organized by the United Nations, brings together heads of state, scientists, and global organizations face to face in the debate about the future of the planet. This is the first time the event takes place in Brazil, and the chosen stage was the Amazon, the center of environmental discussions and a key region for global climate balance. The site advocates that preserving nature is a spiritual duty, part of the belief in biblical creation.
In the midst of the conflict, the Hope Movement, organized by Adventist World Radio, offered assistance to residents in Ukraine.
Free medical, psychological, and spiritual services to residents in Khmelnyk and Latichiv. The Hope Movement set up temporary health centers and offered examinations, physical therapy, and spiritual support, all free and without military interference. The group of volunteers linked to Adventist World Radio operated for 2 weeks. Children were also attended to. They received food toys and assistance. Local leaders publicly thanked them. They classified the project as an example of organized and effective civil response.
4 Adventist women faced the challenge of crossing Australia from end to end on a 4-seater bicycle. Now, Ride for Life comes to an end.
Under strong sun and long stretches in the desert, through small towns, valleys, and farms. More than 2,485 miles were pedaled by 4 Adventist women: Louise Ginn, Anna Lindbeck, Sonia Allum, and Rachel Beeden. In 6 weeks, they crossed Australia from coast to coast with the purpose of helping to save lives. The crossing began in Perth and ended at Bondi Beach in Sydney. It was the first time a bicycle of this type, with 4 seats, crossed the country from one coast to another. In total, there were more than 350 hours of pedaling, facing intense heat, headwinds, physical pain, and mechanical challenges. During the journey, they visited 11 schools, spoke with students, teachers, and local residents.
I think most people are not aware that every day 9 Australians take their lives. It's actually 7 men and 2 women every day.
We're the highest rated suicide in the world. In
Australia.
That's devastating.
The action was supported by Gotcha for Life, an Australian organization that works in suicide prevention. The trip also had the support of Avondale Adventist University, which provided logistical support, food, maintenance, and daily coverage. The team's presence on social media mobilized thousands of people, but the most memorable moments came from the encounters along the way, like that of a farmer who said he had planned suicide and changed his mind after the support of friends, or from someone who cried upon seeing the bicycle pass by, remembering someone who is gone. The challenge came to an end, and it was the very verse printed on the backs of the cyclists that summed it all up. "I came that they may have life and have it abundantly," says Jesus in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 10.
Now, we cross the Pacific to the Solomon Islands, where going to the dentist is still a luxury for many. After 10 years of waiting, a new Adventist clinic was inaugurated. The unit will offer free care to more than 60,000 people.
The Atoifi Dental Clinic was inaugurated at the Adventist Hospital in East Quayo, Solomon Islands. The structure was built over 10 years, coordinated by Australian dentist Dr. Jenna Levitch, and supported by ADRA Australia, the local government, and volunteers. The opening ceremony brought the community together with traditional attire, dancers, and local music featuring bamboo flutes, known as panpipes. In the region, access to a dentist is quite complicated. Many residents live with pain for weeks or face 2 days of travel to receive care. It is the first clinic in the Solomon Islands built to this level of quality. The new unit meets Australian standards, with 2 offices and equipment donated by clinics and professionals in the field. The service will be operated by Max Asugeni, a local dentist and the first patient of the new facility. For the population, the clinic represents more than oral health. It is dignity and social transformation.
In the United States, an Adventist health center serves people with limited resources in rural Colorado. It offers alternatives to conventional medicine, such as natural treatments, rehabilitation, and a healthy lifestyle. Without funding to grow, it couldn't even accommodate its own staff. But thanks to a group of volunteers, this began to change.
This June, 28 volunteers organized by Maranatha Volunteers International built a 2,800-square-foot duplex for the Eden Valley Institute of Wellness in Loveland, Colorado. This health education nonprofit is growing, but doesn't have a surplus of funding or manpower to expand their infrastructure. This group of Maranatha volunteers helped fill this deficit by constructing vital staff housing for free. They framed its floor atop a concrete foundation, raised walls, added trusses, and the first layer of roofing. This work was made possible by volunteers with construction experience. Their expertise allowed the team to begin with a simple slab and stacks of wood and assemble them into the start of a home by project's close. their selfless sacrifice of time and energy helped show Eden Valley staff that they're not alone in their mission to see lives transformed by God. Maranatha Volunteers International is a supporting ministry of the Seventh-day Adventist Church that mobilizes volunteers to build churches, schools, water wells, and other urgently needed structures around the world, including North America. Each year, Maranatha works with organizations in the United States and Canada to provide volunteer labor for various construction or renovation projects at summer camps and retreat centers, schools, and churches. Work ranges from renovations of existing buildings to new construction and saves thousands of dollars in labor costs. You can be a part of this transformation too. Sign up for a Maranatha project in North America. They're free of charge and include complimentary food and lodging in exchange for your work.
We continue exploring the wonders of creation. After getting to know the symphony of the human body, the series Incredible Wonders from Hope Media Spain now reveals another extraordinary network. Let's now see an underground system that connects trees, fungi, and entire forests.
Since its launch in 1991, the internet has connected the Earth's population like no other invention in history, and we use it all the time to inform and entertain, buy and sell, educate, play games, manage money, research, share ideas, subscribe, create, invent, travel, entertain, strategize, and converse with individuals, organizations, and businesses across the globe. Today, the web connects some 5 billion people, but it's not the only way that living things interact on a vast scale. In fact, the internet may pale in comparison to another global network, one far older, larger, and perhaps even more crucial to the future of life on Earth. So grab your hiking boots and a flashlight because we're about to explore an extraordinary display of communication and connection. One where digital code and fiber optics are replaced by the extraordinary power of mushrooms. Though often small and inconspicuous, mushrooms are the visible components of a hidden network that can connect every tree in a forest. Biologically, they belong to the kingdom of fungi, and their main components are thin filaments called IFAs. These filaments are densely packed together to form the stem and cap of the mushroom, but their importance does not end there. Underground, the IFAs fan out and merge to form mycelium, living colonies of fungal filaments. These filaments are so dense and tightly packed that a single footstep can cover over 300 kilometers of mycelium. Each IFA is loaded with enzymes designed to break down, absorb and recycle chemical nutrients stored in the soil and dead wood, then deliver their valuable cargo to organisms throughout the forest. But there's another level of interaction happening beneath the leaves, branches, and trunks. A crucial exchange of chemical resources, not just between trees and fungi, but also between trees and their neighbors, using fungi as highways. Researchers have dubbed this web of biological links the forest internet. The name is catchy and appropriate, since many biologists believe that at least 90% of the planet's vegetation is connected by intricate webs of fungi and roots. That means entire forests could be linked by an underground network that allows trees to share resources, relay messages, and send information. Science is only just beginning to understand the inner workings and significance of fungi, mycorrhizal networks, and the Internet of the forest, but it's making fascinating and crucial discoveries. Ever since Darwin, biologists have viewed trees as solitary organisms, constantly competing for water, nutrients, and light in an evolutionary battle where only the strongest survived. Today, however, a rapidly growing body of scientific evidence is challenging that view, revealing vast ecosystems of plants and fungi that thrive together in cooperative, mutually beneficial relationships, forming part of a global network of roots and mycelial fibers that, if laid out side by side, would span nearly half the width of the Milky Way. It's a magnificent creation that speaks volumes of design and purpose, and of a higher mind that made Earth a living planet, perhaps unique in the universe.
In the next edition, you will learn more about the series Incredible Wonders, produced by Hope Media Spain. The collection shows the beauty of life and the creative power of God. These were the global news stories from ANN this week. To learn more about the Seventh-day Adventist Church, visit adventist.org, and to stay updated on the latest Adventist news, visit our website, adventist.news. Until next time, take care.